Hello everybody, this is Yvonne for Yvonne's Love Stream Walks, and it's Friday the 6th of February 2026, and these prayer flags are sending prayers to you all over the world, wherever you are, whatever time of day it is, whatever you're doing, however you're feeling. Prayers from Findhorn sending love and light. And here I am at the iconic singing chamber, and what's especially lovely today about the singing chamber is that a relative of a park resident has been contributing his rock art to the area, and it's really special. And when the spring is on its way and there's not so many flowers, it's amazing how the rocks can take their place and be so beautiful. So I've just seen a whole lot of people come in. Hello, Rebecca Lynn and Peggy, Bonnie, Diane, Tom. Yeah, so welcome to the singing chamber. And look, I'm going to take you up here. It's really amazing. This so beautiful, the way the stones are arranged, so creative. And so lovely to use natural materials always. Look at that. It sort of defies gravity. Now, I don't know whether he's using anything, but let us go into the singing chamber. So how are you all today? As we head past the little hobbit house that holds the cushions and the books, and also Ian Turnbull's exquisite rock art. I mean, look at that. It really is so beautiful. It doesn't matter how often we come here, does it? It's always so gorgeous. Look, all the rocks, and then all the beautiful tiles done by workshop groups over the years. And then we come in through the archway and into this lovely acoustics. And over there on the far wall, we're going to see in a minute up close the shoots of the daffodils that are yet to be. And I wonder what shoots there are growing inside each of you and me and us that will bloom in the future. And look, there's a very lovely, he's sort of tied a little bow down there with the rocks. And then around here, they're so lovely. Each one is really exquisite. And I just came across them by chance, really. And I was so, I don't know, they made me smile. So clever. And so simple, but so, I don't know, just they speak to me. Look at this one. Yeah. Oh, Bonnie, you're in Florida. Is it a bit warmer there? Peggy, how is it where you are? Well, it's very cold here, let me tell you. Hi, Cindy. Oh, crocus is blooming where you are. Hi, Jane. And Peter, hello. We're in the singing chamber at the park. I did visit Snowdrop Heaven this morning, but I made the call that next week it would be even better. So just a call out that next Friday we'll be in Snowdrop Heaven, and they'll have opened up even more. Hi, Jeanette. Morning sunrise where you are. Well, look, here's the lovely little shoots of the daffodillies. And for those of you watching the recording in the Southern Hemisphere, I don't know whether autumn leaves are turning for you yet, but look who's over there saying hello. Rosie in the purple. But yeah, I mean, it is so lovely. And it's also always lovely to see the tiles created in our own pottery here at the park. And for you to see that the park is alive and bubbling and new things being added we're going to take a little walk to the original garden, and you'll see that all the area behind the original caravan has been cleared and, yeah, all been spruced up and looking lovely, and also around some of the old bungalows looking very lovely. But yeah, so if you're covered with feet of snow at the moment, as you probably are, Diane, and other places, feast your eyes on the promise of spring. And look at this, look at this. Hi, Julie. Look at this one with all the little tiny stones. Susan, hello. Oh, chilly and rainy in Bedfordshire. Well, it's not raining here at the moment, but it is chilly, let me tell you. But yeah, let's just have one more look over there at all the little promises of daffodils coming up. We'll be back to see them at a later date. Of course, we can have daffodils at home. Hello, Carly, in Santa Fe. I bet it's warmer over there. I mean, even though it's winter. Yeah. Anyway, just let me step down here. So, Rosie, how are you today?
I'm good, yes.
Good, okay.
Well wrapped up.
Yes, we all have to be well wrapped up. And before I forget, next Wednesday, the 11th of February, is our Zoom date for those of you who like to show up and have a chat with each other face to face. Not quite in person face to face, but the next best thing. We make do with that, and it is a very tender, lovely connecting time. Look at that. Yeah, well done to the artist who put these all together. Beautifying, and it looks very lovely with the rock art and the prayer flags behind. Now look at that. Oh, you almost think you are here with us. Such a lovely one. Okay, so come with me, Rosie, and we will take a little wander. I keep seeing more rock art on our way. Look at that. Look at that. And of course over there behind the rushing is the heavenly hot tub. Nobody's in it at the moment. But we've got a couple of little stones in the crevice here. Very sweet. Anyway, I hope you're all well, and that you're going to maybe join me when I watch the opening of the Winter Olympics tonight. It's quite interesting with all the politics going on in the world, that the sports people are getting together and marching together, and, you know, all for the love of sport and sort of the unity of humanity, and we can sort of smile a bit about that. It's an aspiration, merely an aspiration at present, I think. Anyway, here we come up, and here we have, and many of you will know this gorgeous beast here, the phoenix, put together in lockdown. Yeah, exactly. The shoots for spring are even under the snow. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing how the earth comes to life like magic every year. Oh, Santa Fe is cooler. Okay, thank you for that little bit of geography, Carly. Anyway, let's wander with the phoenix, which looks very clean with all the rain. But we haven't got any snow. I went up to the Cairngorms on Sunday and I had to walk a long way to get near the snow. Look at all these feathers of the phoenix here. Cafe's closes at 4, now that we're starting at 4. But the artwork here is just beautiful, isn't it? They did a wonderful job. There's a lot of love. You can see the love in the making of the tiles and the setting of the tiles. Just gorgeous. Yeah, so here we are at the park, and remember that you're very, very welcome to come and visit. Lots going on. Remember, you can, if you go to visit ecovillagefindhorn.uk and look at the calendar, you can see what's going on. And well, there's a little bit of light in the Universal Hall. Yeah, so today we're walking with one of my favourite qualities. Here we go. A very challenging one, the quality of surrender. And I've been reading a lot of Eckhart Tolle, as you know, and also I've just reread The Diamond in Your Pocket by Gangaji, an American woman. And it's all about surrender and the illusion that we have any control at all. And here's the loveliness of this Universal Hall, which it's nice that some lights are on the inside because you get to see the true beauty of the stained glass and more of the mosaic and the angel wings. It's really a stunning building, isn't it? Very lucky. Come on over. Come on over. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go for a wander. I did find some snowdrops here, and also Rosie may have to remind me about the name of the little yellow flowers. Are they aconites or something? And we've got the pond over there, little pond over there, and we've got Buddha sitting over there under the tree. Yeah. Oh, good, Diane, you're reading A New Earth now. Yeah, I don't know whether you do what I do. I underline as I go. Somehow it embeds in my being more if I underline. My father was appalled that I desecrated books in such a way. But for me, it's great. And then I can go back and I read all the underlinings. Very powerful. But this word surrender, yeah, it's a big one, surrender. Sort of what I've done for the last year and a half, really. I mean, what point is there resisting what is? We have to surrender to what is. And here's the lovely beech head in its still in its autumnal garb. All the leaves haven't fallen off yet. And there's the sanctuary down on the left. Yeah, hi Cindy. So in we go. Oh, actually, there's some little snowdrops here. A little clump. But next week you will see the carpet of snowdrops. But they are a delight to see. And as I look at the snowdrops, I do want to tell you about, I don't know whether some of you know Javier, but Javier was the focalizer of my Findhorn Year program, and he passed this morning. And he was such a lovely community member with his wife and his 2 children who grew up here. One of them was a baby when I arrived, excuse me, 25 years ago. And yeah, we all really appreciate Javier. And if any of you knew him, just, say a prayer and a blessing to send him on his way. Such a lovely man. Spanish, fantastic salsa dancer. And a great coach. Just a lovely, lovely man. And, you know, that's part of surrender, isn't it? He wasn't an old man. We never know what's around the corner. We never know. And we might say what's around, we might label it bad or good. Sort of pointless, really. It is what it is, and that's part of surrender. Now, just coming around the corner here to the edge of Ross Stewart, one of our bungalows that were put up in 1968, and there are some Ukrainians living there now, and I don't know whether it's them or the Friends of Park Garden who have cleared this area so beautifully. Yes. And yes, they've really beautified the place and are so grateful to have somewhere to come. Now this tree has a little white ribbon because it's going to come down, and we had a very lovely presentation about the trees that need to come down. Hello Lauren. I don't know whether you just heard that Javier has passed, and, you know, sending him on his way with a lot of love and appreciation. for his role here over, gosh, he must have been here at least 30 years. But I just want to show you all the lovely, I think these are aconites, aren't they, Rosie? Yeah, it's nice to see a bit of colour. But the rock art that we saw earlier, Lauren, if you've just come on, go back to the beginning, because somebody has done some beautiful rock art around the Rusty singing chamber. I didn't know whether he wanted to be named. It's a public thing. So, but yeah, look, spring is here. Spring is here, and they've cleared the area, so these are the snowdrops are just in their nascent stage there. But yeah, really lovely. And this whole area just looks revived. And again, so simple how you can beautify. Oh, these are the hellebores, right? These are hellebores. Oops, I nearly fell over then. Look at this one. It's got a gorgeous purple on the inside. Yeah. Ah, yes, the Bardo, Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. Now look what they've done with this. Just so simple to take the white stones from the beach. And it just sort of refreshes everything. Everything seems neater and fresher and lovely. Ross Stewart has had a makeover. Yes, yes, good day, hellebores, indeed. Ah, Neil, now you're reminded that it's Friday. Yeah, so here we are in this little area. These cabins put up in 1968. Nobody knew what was happening in those days. Things were just unfolding. Yeah, the other book I recommend is The Diamond in Your Pocket by Gangaji, an American woman. It is also really, well, it's been useful for me. So I'm just going to take us into the original garden, because I was having a little wander there earlier. And I was also really happily surprised by how fresh and wonderful the original caravan is looking. Got some snowdrops here, and there's a very beautiful hellebore here. Now let me show you this one. Look at that. How can you improve on that beauty? Gorgeous. Look, you can almost smell the fragrance. Yeah, lovely. And we go through the come closer gate. And you can see the caravan. You see now I hadn't realized how much scrub was behind the caravan. And now that it's been cleared away and it's been repainted in the original colour, which is about Rosie's favourite colour actually, teal. Yeah, it all looks great. I remember, Peter, you saying one day this lovely, how it all hangs together. The little alcove of the sanctuary and the caravan and the original garden. It's a very nice little circle. Wow, Cindy, you saw Gangaji. Nice one. Yeah. So it's in its winteriness. But the caravan looks fabulous. And, the trees also, I always comment how lovely I like the branches without their leaves. Oh, what's that red light? That means there's somebody in there meditating, does it? Yeah, a group. Yeah, but look at that. Now that's a bird's eye view of the original caravan, put there on the 17th of November 1962, and there it stays. I mean, the founding story of this community is truly amazing. Yes, you go and get warm, Neil. Now, of course, the founders, boy, they knew about surrender, didn't they? They talk about, you know, in the most difficult of times. I mean, it's easy to surrender if everything's going well. I imagine if I won the lottery, I'd find it very easy to surrender. But when you don't have a home and you've put your caravan down and you've got 3 small boys and you don't know what on earth is going on, to surrender and to not resist what is quite a thing. That's why we hold them in such high esteem. Now this gate is the listen gate. Come closer and listen. Yeah. And today, or in the next week, Eileen talks about listening for the slightest whisper. She says, avoid working against something that is inevitable, and think of service with no demands of the self. She says to forget the self, because when you forget the self, you can be a much clearer channel for inspiration. She says, tune in and listen for the slightest whisper. And then when you hear the slightest whisper, guess what you have to do? Obey it. That's the main gist. Now, I don't know whether we can see anything through the window, except you can see me with my earmuffs on. And Javier, who I said earlier, passed this morning with a lot of love, surrounded by his family. This was the office, or the office space for the spiritual, personal and spiritual development S&PD department of the Findhorn Foundation, and Javier was part of that team for a long time. As I said earlier, he focalized my year program with Monica Boney, another name from the past. Yeah, so I'm going to go right round the caravan. Why not? And it's great to see it now before all the scrub and the bushes grow and you can't see it so well, but you can see it wasn't that big. No wonder the 3 boys ran wild outside. Wow, the light gives quite a red glow in there, doesn't it? It looks like the walls are painted orange. But they're not.
Just in the porch.
Yeah, just in the porch part where you leave your shoes. And the 2 books I've been reading all talk about the form and the formless world, and not to over-identify with form. And I have to tell you that I failed with that last week. I did identify with form quite a lot. I bought a pair of beautiful black stilettos and dreamed of when I might wear them. But they were on sale at Brody. Some of you will know Brody, and I couldn't resist them. So there you are. I'm a remedial. But the things of the world are also lovely. And I've been watching a fantastic Royal Shakespeare production, a very old production of Nicholas Nickleby, also great. Ah, it was fabulous. Dickensian England, with all its poverty and its riches. I wonder whether much has changed in the world, really, in terms of the gap between rich and poor. Anyway, Eileen also, her guidance says, it's a new day and a new way, and you can always start again. So if you're feeling a bit down, a little bit tired, of winter perhaps. She says, why drag the old behind you into this new day? That's a good one, isn't it? Why drag the old behind you into this new day? Can we all start afresh? Is that even possible, to start afresh? Yeah. Anyway, I mean, walking around this community, which is also starting afresh in some ways, structurally. You know, the essence is here, of course, as we see the original garden, but a lot of things are changing. And it is a challenge to have everybody consulted and happy and feel heard, and you know, the human dynamics of community. It's a challenge. I used to give a lot of talks around the world on the delights and challenges of living in community, and they're still very present. Yeah. So heading down, I mean, you know, talking of change, I'm heading down now to where the community centre used to be. And, you know, it's been gone for so long now. April 2021, we're coming up for 5 years since the fires. And, you know, a lot of people who've been never saw the community centre, never experienced the conviviality of lining up for Friday dinner. Yeah, 5 years ago, well, before lockdown, this time of day, I'd have been busy working in the kitchen for Friday dinner and singing away, playing music, dancing as we cooked. Yeah, and here we are. But as I said last week, as Mark Carney said in his speech, nostalgia is not a strategy for the future. Never was a truer word said. So we can just remember and think, well, surrender to what is, what happens next? What happens next? And as I walk out onto the runway here, there's even a Findhorn Foundation bus. Now there's some memories for you. Well, Peter, it's pointless resisting what is about no candles in the sanctuary. It is what it is. Although candles were lit in the Universal Hall on Tuesday night for the celebration of Imbolc, which, yes, happened last Sunday, and welcoming Imbolc here in the Northern Hemisphere. Yeah. Well, that's a nice little walk about. Let's just go out this gate onto the runway. As I said earlier, it's been very chilly here the last week, even more than a week. You know, my phone says, it might say it's 3 degrees, but when you click on what it feels like, it's -3. Ah, here we are, another bit of nostalgia. And the turning circle here. As we turn around the volleyball court, there were lots of children playing earlier. We've got the volleyball court, and we've got some goalposts up as well. And for those of you who haven't seen it before, the guest lodge has turned from brown to, what would you call that colour? Sky blue? It's almost slightly lilac-y on my phone.
Oh.
But yeah.
It's a sort of sky blue, really.
Yeah, it is a sky blue. Interesting one with its grass roof.
The kids are home from school.
Yes. Holidays next week, I think, or half term next week. And I was listening, I don't know whether any of you are connected with Sounds True, Tammy Simons, but I often listen to the free webinars and podcasts they send out. And Lee Harris spoke on one recently, and he said something interesting. Isolation is healing until it becomes the enemy. And I thought, yeah, I can be quite isolationist when I feel like this winter I've been narrowing in and deepening down. And there's a point where that is healing, and then there's a point where it becomes the enemy, where we don't want to go out and socialize, and we sort of turn the softness and vulnerability and tenderness of staying on our own into more a despair. Yeah. Anyway, straight ahead of me where the light is, this is what used to be called the bunkhouse, but it's now called Hazelhuis because there are some hazel trees. I think some of you have probably stayed there. And then here we have the youth building. Anyway, just thinking again about the passing of Javier. And as people you know, as we all get older, it'll happen more. As you, Gangaji asks the question, what are you afraid to lose? And what are you trying to keep? And she says, the challenge is to surrender to not knowing how your life will be used, or even if your whole life will fall apart. The opportunity is to surrender to something much bigger than what you have called your life. It's really a very interesting observation. I'll say it again. The challenge is to surrender to not knowing how your life will be used, or even if your whole life will fall apart. The opportunity is to surrender to something much bigger than what you have called your life. Spiritual maturity has to do with the realization that you are not in control. The illusion and hope of being in control is all based on the megalomaniacal belief that you know when and what the outcome should be. Wow. That is confrontational indeed. So those of you who are listening, how does that sit, how does that hit you? It's quite a strong, strong statement. I'm just looking over here to Genesis, which is where Eileen and Peter moved to after the caravan. I think they were in the caravan for 8 years, weren't they, Rosie? And then they moved to Genesis. Oh, she's gone. I thought she was behind me. But I'm going to say that again. Spiritual maturity has to do with the realization that you're not in control. The illusion and hope of being in control is all based on the megalomaniacal belief that you know when and what the outcome should be. I find these sorts of statements, I just find it interesting to read and to assess what I think of that opinion. Anyway, I hope you're all still with me. There haven't been any comments for a while. Oh, I see that Bonnie wants to see the shoes. Oh, hello, Ellen. Oh, you're not very well. I'm so sorry to hear that. We are sending you loads of blessings, and I'm going to send you a little bouquet here of aconites, all growing amongst the stones. And if you get a chance to go back to the beginning of the love stream, you'll see all the rock art at the singing chamber. Oh, it's lovely, Jeanette, that you danced in honour of Imbolc. Yeah, sending you lots of love, Ellen, and sending love to everybody. Yeah, and it is, oh, hi, Julie again. Oh, Jeanette, you stayed in Nairn. I'm just looking at the comments now. Ah, yeah. Anyway, the light's beginning to fade and the lights come on in the buildings and it starts to look very cozy. And let's also say goodbye to this beautiful tree. I don't know when it will come down, but it has the white ribbon, and it's all been assessed and very lovingly assessed. And the trees have been talked to. And also, in the next couple of weeks, there are 2 buildings going to come down, which you may or may not know. The Medway, where I used to be in communications in the Medway, and the accounts department was there as well. And also the bookings building is going to come down. Both way past their due date, by the way. So it is with joy and celebration that they come down. But let's finish in the original garden with a look at the spruced up original caravan as we go into really a new phase of this community. And you are part of the community, of course, the global community. And my hands, for some reason, are not so frozen today. But look at that. Just gorgeous. I think the elves have been consulted. There have been lots and lots of process around the trees. Ah, hi, Debbie. Look, isn't that a lovely view? Very lovely view. Yeah, so, yeah, strolling around the park indeed, and hearing the words of people I've been tapping into in the past week. So, a reminder, everybody, the Zoom, for those Zoomers who love to meet face-to-face, it's on next Wednesday, the 11th, at 5 o'clock. Remember the new time, excuse me, 5 o'clock UK time. Make your contribution at my website and let me know, and I will see you then. And we meet again next Friday at Snowdrop Heaven. Wonderful. All right, lots of love to you all from me and Rosie.
Yes.
All right.
Take care.
Yes. Yes, go well, and yeah, go well. And I don't know, do what Eileen said, which is great. When I said at the beginning, avoid working against something that is inevitable. That's a very good piece of advice. And she also said, yeah, aim high, and even if you don't get there, you'll be stretched to capacity. That's a good one as well. All right, bye for now. Mwah.
Bye-bye.